Safety green or safety.
Okay, I think we'll get started. And Steve Peters, our president.
Can't hear you.
Hi, my name is Steve Heater. I'm the president of Champaign County Camera Club. Wanted to welcome everyone. We appreciate those that enter and appreciate the support. The Champaign County Camera Club plays a big part in running and holding this competition. We work very closely with the Urbana Park District, and Lincoln Square is gracious enough to provide the space. A little bit about the club. We have a fun membership. I happen to have a great leadership team to work with, and you get a lot of value if you join for $20 a year. We have meetings every other Monday, the second and fourth Mondays of the month, and I'm trying to hold at least 2 outings a month, weather permitting. A lot of our outings are nature type outings, but we try to diversify. We're always able and willing to take input from our members about places to go, events coming up we can photograph, and we try to make this a club for the members. So we encourage you to consider joining. And with that, I'll turn it over to Al, who's our chairman for the Best in Show. Al Wehrman.
Thank you. As Steve said, this is welcome to the 2024 Best in Show Awards and Critique. And the judges will have to make use of that microphone when you have a chance. As Steve just talked about, we're anxious to have new members, and part of the motivation for holding the contest, maybe I should just hold this, I don't know, is to get new members, and certainly to elevate your curiosity in photography and improve your photography. A lot of us in the club started as competitors in this contest, and then in an effort to improve our own work, joined the club to see what we could do to make our photos better. I do want to make sure I thank everybody that's been involved as a sponsor. Trophy Time makes all the ribbons, and you'll see these first place blue ribbons are really something special. I think altogether they probably donate on the order of a couple $100 in putting those ribbons together. I want to thank them. There's a couple of sponsors that are here in the mall, Art Coop or Art Co-op, and the International Galleries provide gift certificates. All of our honorable mention winners will get gift certificates. The Illini Studio, John Desson there, donated $100 toward the winnings. It all comes back to the participants, by the way. Lincoln Square, as we mentioned, provides the space where all the photos are hung up, and then here today. MTD is a new sponsor. They provided us some advertising out on our kiosks. You may have seen some of that if you ever ride the bus at all. And then Prairie Gardens has been a very good sponsor for us over the last several years with additional gift certificates. Last but not least, I cannot hold this work without the help of the Urbana Park District. And Janet Sosby in particular has been with the Best in Show now in our 23rd year. She's been with it for the whole time. I cannot say that. And her experience helps me, because every year I go around, now what do we do next, Janet? She goes, okay, here's what we got to do. So, and then she gets her crew out to help hang photos along with our club. So it's a what would you say, a very good coexistence that we have with them, and we're very, very thankful to have them working with us, or frankly, we're almost like working with them. As in years past, we are lucky to say that first place winners this year win $100. Second place, $75. Third place, $50. And honorable mentions, as I mentioned, also get a $25 gift certificate. Now this year we've had a couple of people win multiple awards. What happens when that happens is that they get the top award and generally nothing after that. But in this case, we were able to give up several people that say won 2 first places. They get the $100 cash and a gift certificate. So we'll see their photos as we go along. And then now I'd like to just say a few words about the process that goes on in making the judging the photos. We have 3 judges who I'll introduce in a minute. They look at every photo, give it a grade, and in every category, the top, say, 30% or so in that category is looked at in more high fashion, shall we say. It's scrutinized to a greater degree to determine who's going to get first, second, or third, or an honorable mention. So, for example, if there were 30 photos entered in a contest in a category, we run them through a judging process where each photo is, by each judge, is given a score from 1 to 5, 5 being the top score. So the total of the 3 judges' scores, if it were to rate as a 5, would be 15. And we then rank the photos by their scores, and then the top 30 scores, top 30% of the scores in the category are looked at to determine first, second, or third place. So it's really a rather rigorous process that whittles it down to the winning photos. And the judges are all well-known or very proficient photographer or professional in some respects. First, Lou McClellan, many of you may know, is a portrait photographer, been in town for a long time. McClellan Thompson Studios here in Champaign. It has been around since when? When did you start? 81. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Freya Replinger is actually a former participant in the contest and has done some judging for us in the past, and gratefully agreed to judge Best in Show for us. In fact, you can find her sometimes on the Saturday market here, farmers market, selling her work. And she's got a number of photos exhibited around town and out at Allerton Park. I think that might have been when I first met you. And then Ray Silva is actually a club member that sat in for a judge that at the last minute had some health issues that he couldn't make it. So Ray is a club member, but well respected within the club, has sold some work of his own, and we are very grateful and happy that he happened to be there to sit in to be our 3rd judge. And I'm going to ask them to make some comments as we go through the photos, okay? If you're not familiar with our website, champaigncameraclub.org, I invite you to go there and look to see what's there. All of the photos that won an award today are also posted there, so if you want to look at them again at any time. And photos from past years as well are there. And we have a calendar for upcoming events, so you can see what's happening with the club as well. So we'll get right to the presentations. In the first category, I'm going to go through these in kind of alphabetical order, was animals. First place was Brian Wang. Is Brian here? Brian, great. Come up here. this would have placed well, I think, in the black and white category too. And I think it's an interesting image of a bird that is this a blackbird or is it a raven?
Not sure it's that.
Not sure. Okay. Big blackbird. Barb Horsch, Barb, are you here? Great, Barb. Let's go. There's some advantages to living on a farm. You can get up to close to some animals. And we'll see Barb again, because she won several awards today. And John Buckmaster, third place. John, are you here? Okay. He obviously was someplace not in Illinois. And that does bring to mind, I wanted to mention, it was after the last couple of years with COVID and all, people weren't getting out as much. A lot of the photos were from around here, and that's not a bad thing. In fact, it's great to see photos that are local in your backyard because it opens people's eyes, I think, to seeing more just around you. But it's also great. We've had photos entered this year from all over the world, from Antarctica to Iceland, Paris to Tokyo, Australia, all around. So I'm really happy to see people getting out, moving around again. And then Barb, of course, again, honorable mention for this photo, farm dog. It's a great shot. And Ed Tsai, great shot of, I don't know, is this a yellow warbler or something? What's that? Oh, there you go. See, we have some birders in our club. And I definitely appreciate anytime you can get the detail and the feathers in a photo, and especially something colorful like this is a good shot. And then Robin Kravitz, Curiosity. Robin?
What's that from? That is in Iceland.
Okay.
Yeah. Love those puppies.
Yeah.
And then Mark Day, Mag. Photo. We have a lot of photographers in our club that take photos of birds, myself included. So we love seeing pictures ourselves that other people take of birds. In fact, there was probably, a dozen of us out yesterday at Emaquan, if you're familiar with where Emaquan is, over by Havana on the Illinois River, hoping to see migrating birds as they head north along the way. And so it's fun to get together with them. Tammy Cole, Ruby? Tammy? She's not here, okay. More birds, hummingbirds. And then Anna's Hummingbird by Allison Ransom. Allison. We'll hear Allison's name again today, because she won several honorable mentions. I'm kind of a fan of hummingbirds myself. I try to attract them to my backyard. Was this one more? Anna's not here.
I was on the island.
Okay, I was going to say, Anna's you don't get around here. Okay, we'll move on to architecture. Tom Napier. Yeah, just want to make a comment about this photo. Shy spot. As an architecture photo, it's different.
It is a different take on architecture. We had a lot of conversation about it, and the more we looked at it, we noticed several, just the different things that we noticed the longer we looked, like the different color eyes, the nose. And we had discussed, was this painted brick, or the bricks put in there together to form the image of the face, and it's just a unique way of, and even just the lineup of where the nose and then the cross part, how those line up together. It's just a very unique way of going about an architecture photo.
And, a lot of times if you just take a picture of a piece of art, it's just a piece of art, you take a picture of it. I thought that this was really well composed, and also the flowers at the bottom kind of gave a reference for it down in the left corner. So it was more than just a picture of a piece of art, it was a picture of a building, which the point was architecture. And we all liked it. In general, when we're judging, we talked about the number, Al talked about the number scoring. That doesn't mean everybody gave this the top picture. And it also works out into sometimes a little bit of debating with each other. Well, could you support this one for 1 if I support this one for 2? And so you should be aware that kind of thing goes on too. I compared earlier to making sausage or making rolls. If you saw the judging, you see a little bit of feeling.
Okay. I take it Tom's not here.
No,
but-
I'm here.
Oh, here. Oh,
I just keep a little profile.
there we go. Very good.
Thank you.
Second place, Carol Corning, is Carol. Great.
So this photo, or this image, when the first go-around, it kind of just went by all three of us, and then we took a second look at it, and then immediately really started looking a little bit longer. We got bumped up to the next round, if you will. But what is it? You're looking at it, like trying to figure out what in the world this is. If you look closely, you'll notice the grommets and the rope or string. It's an awning. At least I think it is. Yes, it's an awning. So, but it's really trying to figure it out, what it was. And then once we talked about it, we're like, actually, this is really, really cool. And what a cool perspective of an awning. Or, I kind of even thought maybe it was like a sail of some sort, and then that really bright, nice orange color. And we didn't know the title, but the title really pulls it together.
Yes, you're looking up. And it makes me think of an orange sledge, right? Next photo is by Jordan Boulay. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes, that's correct.
And Chinatown in DC, right? A great shot, that golden hour type of sunset photo, that we all talk about as photographers, the golden hour, early morning, early evening, get that soft light.
I think that was more apparent in the print. These are good slides, I'm not knocking them, but sometimes things lose in translation. And I think the golden hour came across more. And what just came across me more now that I didn't see so much before was the contrast between the architecture and the foreground and what you're seeing behind it, which is kind of interesting, but we didn't talk about that. I just now saw that.
And he just happened to catch the yellow light. Or maybe that's supposed to be red. Okay, Bill Beebe, Towering Freedom. Bill? Yeah. Let's see. Gotta find her thing. We're in first place. Yeah. It's me, I just say, there you go. I love the color in this photo and the clouds. We always look for clouds in the sky. A blank blue sky just doesn't do much for me as a photographer. So getting something like this is great.
And also the composition, when you look at this photo, the first thing that happens to you is you get immediately thrown up to that photo. I think it's got tremendous upward movement.
Yeah, that was in Manhattan. Okay, here we go. And Bill gets another honorable mention for the vessel. It's an intriguing photo. And then another July Delight, Jared Gregg. Jared here. I know when I first saw this, I thought, yeah, sitting on the front porch having a lemonade or something. It just spoke about home, right? 4th of July kind of feeling.
There are a lot of American flags in this. If you just keep looking, or the red, white, and blue theme throughout the entire photo, even in the background. We did, yeah, it's cool.
Okay, we'll move on to black and white. Trisha, Parisian strolls and chant. Trish. Yes. Category 2. We'll see, Trisha did some traveling this year.
Yeah.
Well, that's not champagne. You sure? All three of us, I think it was unanimous on this one. Just the minute you see it, it's incredibly impactful. And it tells a story, and we all made up our own stories for what is happening. But down to the details, this woman is glowing, but her feet, the way they're turned, like she was just like stopped and it's not it doesn't appear to be posed. And then the background, the people in the background are darker, and she's just really standing out from the crowd. Hello.
Did you know these girls?
No,
Yeah.
no, we're just literally walking across the street.
Yeah.
And
There was just a mysteriousness to that, which, because you're thinking, what's happening here? And yet it was so cool to look at. I know everybody's going to point out there's a lamp post going down. And we talked about that, and we decided actually it's shaded into a point. It's not like it really looks like it's going. But it is. And, you know, it might have been nice if she could go over into the bride area. I mean, there are things you can make. You see what I mean about that? If we moved the two girls a little bit this way, she would be silhouetted against the lighter tones in the background. But you can't do it. This just happened. It's perfect. We all love it. We were kind of stunned by it. I think, I'm not sure it was one of the competition.
I think it points to the difference between a snapshot and a photo that makes you think about it, like draws you in, it's what's going on, or it puts you there. It's kind of, that's what we kind of strive for as photographers, is to try and get the viewer there or thinking about it, interpreting it in maybe a way that you didn't think of.
Right.
Another comment on that. I like the way the building, the monument is framing the subject. And I think it's important that the main subject is standing out in front, and the second person there is basically covered. I think it wouldn't be as powerful if we had them side by side. But you have one subject there, and again, I agree that the background crowd is kind of darkened out, and I don't know whether that's intentional or, but it's well done. Yeah, we all loved it, and we had a ton of questions. So if you have an hour after this, we can love to talk about it.
Next, Be Inspired by Barb, another one of those farm photos, I'm sure, right?
I have something to say about this. I cannot look at it. It does not make me feel good. It does not make me feel happy. But I think that's what makes it work really well. Just the projection of that shadow and all those legs. And then the rippling of the web, or like on the web of the shadow on that. I think that's really well done, how it frames the spider and then the screw nut bolt. But it's really well done, and I hate it.
And I admit, I liked the photo a lot, but I kept wanting to return it because I thought it just seemed maybe like it was supposed to, but it wasn't. We checked. That's how it's presented. And it is really nice photo.
And Tricia again, rainy stroll, shared moments. And where was this one?
This was in Japan.
Japan, okay, yes, I was going to say. She's moving around this year, right? Paris, Japan, okay.
Japan was in the spring, and then Paris was in the fall.
And you can see everything there, but just to point out things we noticed that you might not see as well in the slide as we did in the print, as the rain lines are just beautiful in the shot. Also, there's just enough, the sharpness is really good in the front, and only a little bit out in the back, but it's enough that it just separates beautifully. The people in front separate from the background, and let you get the feel of that Asian city. Was it Japan, somebody said?
Yeah, it's outside of Tokyo. I forget the name of it.
So you get the feel of the city, but it doesn't distract, and that background easily could have ruined the picture in a way. But it's perfect.
Kyoto, maybe? Kyoto?
I like the way.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't think here. You're right.
I like the contrast in this black and white. The other thing, you included the picture at the top left to kind of indicate that it is in a foreign land in Asia. Again, the diagonal rain, you needed a certain shutter speed to capture that, and it's really effective. Plus, the two individuals, you can tell they're walking, so there is motion there. But overall, we love it.
The music in the background is good.
good background here.
Oh.
It's like laughter in the rain. I know what you're talking about. I think you're playing well.
And Tammy Cole, I have an idea.
She's not.
I'm sorry.
We don't get the privilege of knowing the titles when we're judging, but I think the title for that is perfect. It makes me smile because it's ding, I have an idea. But we don't get to see that.
I suppose we could work on that.
I think it can, I mean, it's the whole presentation.
Yeah.
As long as they don't come to me.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. The judges don't know who took the photograph when they're judging the photo, okay? So that can influence somebody to give an award or not give an award if they know who it is. So for example, oh, we already gave her a first place, we're not going to give her one, okay? Or well, I know that person, so I'm going to give that one an award, or I'm not going to give it an award because I don't like it. You know? So that whole part is anonymous to the judges. I would just say I think there was some forethought in this photo because of the lighting. They had to set it up. It wasn't just the snapshot that they saw. They had to think about that. Chris Caros, Drew. Is Chris here? Okay. Another interesting use of lighting.
Yeah, and it also, the thing that struck us again, I'm going back to the print, you saw a little more of the mood of this, and it had a really nice evening mood. You could see into the shadows, and everything held detail, and you had this feeling of actually being in that place, looking at the picture. Plus, it's just an interesting composition, too.
Yeah, and I think it's important, like with black and white especially, you have to have some contrast. It can't be just grays. You really need that range from white to black. It really makes a difference. And Rob, Meadows, Jeremy, Rob.
With this one, we were in a well-done photo. One thing that I wish that you cannot control was the bottom right. I wish that fence or partition wasn't there. So next time if you could remove that.
Or get your people to
Next time you're hiring.
But again, like what Al was saying with the whites and the blacks, they're there, there's a good range. And then just that one person, it really enhances. I don't think it would be as successful if that person was not in it.
And in the print, again, the feeling of the metal and everything is really there. I mean, it's got excellent tones in the curves of the metal, which is hard to do with projectors, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately, we cannot turn these lights off.
And we view these under ideal.
Yes. Yeah. By the way, we will be posting, if we haven't already, videos of the judging will be on our website. So some of the video doesn't have sound because the microphone crapped out on us, but you can kind of see the process as the photos go through a light box, very consistent lighting when they score them. Much different from this. Now, I have the benefit of looking at the photos on this computer screen, and that, yes, definitely looks wiped out up here. I'm sorry for that. Moving on to the general category, sharp dressed men by Cheryl Horney. What's the play? Okay. Oh, I guess I got to see color.
Look closely at this, because we talked about this and, oh, yeah, it's interesting. It's that, you know, it's not a typical shot that you see of a person's torso. And it's cut off perfectly at the head, if you will. But if you look a little bit closer, which I did not notice, and we talked about this for a while, in the top lens of the sunglasses, there are 3 people in there posing. And those are the sharp-dressed men. I'm assuming. But it's an excellent photo even before noticing that. The composition, the color, and then the sunglasses, that added touch really did that. And added that wow factor, I guess, if you will. Even like the detail of the hair of that man's chest, and then the detail of the lapel and the collar, and then the design on the this was probably my favorite of the entire bunch, like overall, just because I'm finding more and more things I enjoy about it than I did the first time I saw it, so that's my thoughts.
I think you said it wrong. It was very different. You know, that's something in general, when we're judging, when I'm judging, and I think you guys too. If you surprise us a little bit, you'll get a lot more attention. And that surprised me. I mean, you don't expect a composition like that. And yet it's really, you start analyzing, I don't want to get into rule of thirds or anything here, because I think that's manufactured a little bit, but that's composed. That's like Edward Weston described composing, the best way of seeing. And that was his rule, best way of seeing something.
Moving on, Kane Rubel, inside outside. Kane, yeah.
This was one of my favorites. I really like, you're looking in a window and you see the people in there. They're at a gathering. But then if you look again, it's kind of hard to see, like we've already mentioned. But the top is a different set of people, I think. Yes?
Oh, I was looking out the window.
Looking out. Oh, you were looking out a window.
Inside outside. Oh.
Well, again, titles. But, right, no. I think it's very interesting. It tells a very cool story. In my head, I have my own story. But the composition, the color, the use of the light and the dark, it's very well done. Good
There's
job.
some kind of party going on out there. Ivana Vodulek Sensorio. Ivana? Okay.
I am so disappointed that they are not here. We have questions. Yeah, does anybody have an idea what's happening here? It's a beautiful shot. It's cool. I just want to know what it
Those
is.
have to be artificial lights. They're not natural lights.
I thought they were really fit hanging on grass.
I love the lighting and then this kind of movie clouds in the background. And is that the moon back there?
I think so.
Yeah.
So the coolness is very cool on the top and very warm on the bottom. And
And then the
the
tree.
trees.
Yeah, that's not.
The mysteriousness is kind of what,
Melissa Wood, up and away. Melissa. Just a story, right? But a creative use of colors and images and whatnot.
I was a big fan of this one. There's a lot of discussion, maybe a little debate on it. But I love the use of color. I like just looking through a window, much like Kane's photo, I guess. I like looking through windows at people, that's weird.
And shot locally as well. Quebec. Deborah cloth, snowy window.
Yeah, this caught my eye right away. I like the dark window frames, and the pattern out the window, I couldn't tell it was snow right away, but we kind of figured out that it was because it was covered over the branches were, but still the leaves are there that are distinctly red. But there's some color out there, but it looked like a early snowfall. But I like the way it's cropped and presented.
Yeah, if it weren't for those red leaves, you wouldn't just be what is that? Okay, Ivana again, food feed. I've had this experience, or your experience. Done goals. And again, it's a photo that, it's a humorous photo, but again, it tells a story, it kind of makes you want to be there, or maybe not, but it makes you want to cover your toes.
You are pretty much there, the way it's taken. What's excellent about this, which is really pleasing to me, is the horizon line is straight, where it could quite easily have been a little off. That's something that I always look at when I'm looking at photos, is the horizon line.
Yeah, that's something I kind of preach. I take a lot of seascapes. But if that is leaning, something's wrong, right? You gotta fix that. You see that a lot, especially in phone photos. Fix it.
you want you to dump out.
Right.
Nobody noticed, I imagine, but the wings fell. Yeah, I'm sure you all noticed. And we sort of had an automatic knee-jerk reaction as photography judges to, knock that or mark it down for the words being out. But it was such a great picture. And it almost doesn't really seem to hurt it too much to want to look at it. I love the fact that it's kind of two separate things. It's not a composition in the textbook sense, and yet it's really perfect. And the bird looking straight at me doesn't stop. It's just great.
And it's in focus.
I'm just wondering, are we going to compete over this?
Exactly. Allison Branson, heartstrings. Allison? Okay. Yeah.
Just that brilliant color of the string on the black background. I mean, it just really pops. And it's really well done. Focus is good. The randomness also is appealing.
Yeah, that's my call this a macro photo almost, and you have to have really sharp focus, not sharp focus on something like this. If something's out of focus, it doesn't work.
That sharpness. In the early categories, we didn't really talk about individually so much as the one of the main criteria in all the judging. I don't think we maybe wrong, but did we pick anything out that wasn't sharp? I mean, there are really great photos that aren't razor sharp. You know, Cardinal Bresson said that sharpness was a bourgeois concept. And his photos are not razor sharp, but they're fantastic photos. But generally, in this competition, if you're into nature, birds, things like that, they must be sharp, or there must be a really good reason why not. It can't be just because you didn't get it sharp. And this for a long time and find new things to look at.
That was one thing I noticed, looking at all the photos on display. I thought the level was a step up from what I've seen in the past, because I didn't see a lot of out of focus or wonky photos. They were all pretty well done. So if you didn't get an award, don't feel bad. It's just, it's a subjective process.
It was a
You're judged
really
against others.
tough competition.
Michelle Yeager, summer favorite. Is Michelle here? Okay. Doesn't it make you hungry?
We had a lot of discussion on this. I love the scratches on the table, cutting board,
Baking sheet.
baking, that's a baking sheet?
Yeah, it's the catch if anything comes out.
Oh, I thought it was like a wood block. Oh, wow. See? But I really like the scratches. I think you have this beautiful pie that was perfect in every way, beautiful color, and these scratches, like the nitty gritty underneath, like the labor of love that goes into baking, is kind of how I was viewing it. That's what I really liked about it. I think we felt a different way. I had to. There's debate. He said, "Why are there scratches?" I think this beautiful pie. The scratches are no. The scratches are awesome. And so this is kind of giving you an insight into some of the debate that we had. I won.
I kind of wonder if you would put it on another surface, if you tried taking a photo on a nice, something different, if it would have been better or not, I don't know.
Yeah, you might have been enough.
But if you get a chance, before she takes it down, go look at it again, because that red really pops in the photo, and I can see it here. And if you like strawberry pie, come on, go have a piece.
Did you make that pie? Oh, beautiful pie. Awesome.
Moving on to landscape.
Yeah. One more thing.
Yeah.
Just want to make a comment about the lighting. The lighting is from the bottom left, and it's just perfect. If you had it overhead, it would be too much shining up, reflecting. But having it one angle like that, and the opposite side is on the dark side, which is perfect. I like it.
We're not talking about dark baby. Dark side. Or pink Floyd. Okay, landscape. Tricia, Tranquil Garden Bridge.
Where was this?
In Japan.
It looks like a fairy tale to me. That's what exactly what it reminds me of. There's a certain softness to it, kind of whimsical, all the different greens. That's what I particularly enjoyed about this image.
I agree with all that, and also, when it first popped up, I thought you could block through this, and you can't, again, see, look at it on the screen here. because you don't quite get that when you see it on the screen. But you have a feeling of depth there that's really very three-dimensional.
And I think there's a bit of a leading line there going across the bridge, or even along the water too. So it pulls you into the photo. Scott Austin, Kilchurn Castle. Somebody's been to Scotland. This is probably, if not it is one of the most photographed castles in Scotland. Every photo is going to be different, and this is just a great case of getting that breeze, the fog, water, especially if you get the water when it's flat calm like that, so you get a great reflection. You're lucky to be there perfectly calm. All too often, you're on vacation, and you don't get that ideal condition. It's, I can't come back. I got to take the photo now. So, and speaking of Scotland and being there for that time, East Point Lighthouse.
Go back
Oh,
to the
sure.
castle.
Yes.
So, while Judge, I mean, it's beautiful, another fairy tale for me, but what we thought might make this better, and of course this is being extra nitpicky, it's a very strong photo, but we were thinking that if we cropped out a little bit of the right and made it more of a vertical shot with the framing with the tree, so there's less kind of dead space on the right-hand side, that might, maybe, make it a stronger image, kind of tighten it up a little bit. So I mean, that changes the entire photo. Just kind of cropping that. But that's another thing that we did during the judging process was like, oh, I just did this, and we kept just like, oh, move that over a little bit.
Not really wrong, but every time you look at a photo, at least for me, I'm looking at it going, do I want to move it forward? You know, it's just your own way of seeing that. Doesn't mean that's wrong, but it's something we consider.
And the frame, the tree does a nice job of adding a frame there too. And you got the rocks kind of taking you out there.
I don't know about cropping, but I like the way it is right now. It gives me a sense of negative space. And also you get the reflection of the mountain in the water too that gets to the end point. I think if you cropped it in too much, to me, again, it's a personal choice, I think you would have lost that. But because of that color in the lake, it forces you to look up at the mountain. But I like the way the rocks basically are a line pointing to the castle. But again, the tree curving, it looks like it's halfway framing the scene. There's just so many parts of this that are classic and I like. But I vote for no crop versus crop. But again, everybody has their own personal choice. I probably would have done this before.
I told you to crop it.
When you were there, did you take more than this photo?
Quite a few.
Yeah. So you kind of have to pick, okay, which one do I like the best? Yeah. And it's always important to kind of move around. And take it, maybe get lower, I don't know. You need to see those rocks.
Yeah, the foreground is perfect.
Yeah. So Scott took this one also, East Point.
Another good use of the lines leading to that beautiful cloud, that subject right there. And I love the horizon that is not there. I mean, it's there, but it's very soft. And it just gives you a really a sense of the space of where you were. But I really like how those rocks shoot out towards that color.
I think you said it.
This is another like top 10 photo from Scotland, probably on the northern end of the Isle of Skye. And I've been to the Isle of Skye and I keep shooting myself in the head for not going there.
I have to go 3 times.
The cloud probably wouldn't have been there that
No.
day.
But there would have been something. You know, the next stop is Canada or the United States. So it's like, you get all kinds of weather conditions up there every day. Every hour is probably different.
I think you have to look at the actual print with this display as a visual. It's difficult to see that lighthouse at the end. It seems to be too light, but I think you need to go out and look at the original print to get a bit of appreciation. Also, I like that walk on the left-hand side. It kind of bends around the mountain, and your eye kind of stops, and all of a sudden it jumps over to the lighthouse. You kind of imagine that's a continuation there, but great dramatic colors, and I like the cropping too.
Well done on the cropping.
Next photo, Harvest Sunset by Deb. Nice picture for something you see in Illinois quite often.
I really enjoy the lines. Obviously, this is the corn or soybeans, whatever crop that is, have been harvested. We're in the process of being harvested with the dust, or is that fog? Dust. So it could just be during the harvest time, the dust in the air. The tree on the left framing the sun and the semi. And then over to the right, I really like, there's a lot going on, yet it seems simple. A lot of leading lines. And the color.
The use of the leaves to kind of frame it. I might have waited till that car got out of the frame.
I like the car. I would have maybe done it before it got next to the power lines, or the power line pole. But I like the car there. Or else I'd be wondering what was supposed to be there.
I'm wondering if there's ever supposed to be the truck driver because the truck is.
The truck and how it's like heading towards that.
Well, is the hood open?
Oh, the hood is. Oh,
Yeah, they're working on it.
oh, so maybe that might be what's. See, this is what
This should
this.
tell us like what.
This is a story, and this is kind of the conversations that we would have, and
And I didn't know that.
I did not
Yeah,
know.
live on a farm, I guess.
That would be a corn road, that'd be, wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
6.
Next photo, Robin Kravitz, windmills. That's got to be Dutch, right?
Yes.
Windmills. Right? Are you here? Yes.
I already have it.
We really like that all three of us discussed we really enjoyed the blades
Yeah.
are all wings, blades, that they're all doing the same thing. And I like the foliage at the bottom, kind of creating that foreground. Really makes a difference. Without it, I don't think it would be as strong.
Nice color too, especially it's kind of washed out on there. That repetitive.
It's very, very pleasing.
Yeah. Allison, Branson Stormy Sunrise. Yeah, you got that horizon straight.
Perfect horizon. Beautiful sunset, dramatic clouds, nice range of color. And I love that the rock is there. If the rock had not, again, I mean, it just adds another dimension. And it kind of mimics, the rocks kind of mimic what's happening in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
When this picture came up, it kind of blew me away. I spent many, many, many days there at that point, taking that rock jetty. And this is a sunrise, and this is summertime.
Correct.
Right, okay. Beautiful clouds. I know what that sign says,
I wasn't on it, I promise.
but I told my friend who lives just off of Tybee Beach, this is Tybee Island in Georgia, and I told him about it and showed him, and he got a big kick out of it. But the clouds are terrific, and I like the way it's cropped because most of the scene is the clouds. The jetty does give you some grounding there. You see some of the waves, but well done.
The sign, should the sign be there, right in there just right? I think the sign is good. I think it's excellent, because you've got sort of a pattern there that you're looking at. You need something to break. You know, it's like any good pattern shot, you need something that doesn't cause usually exceptions and so on. But we decided we'd like the sign, even though your first thought might be why didn't we not put the sign?
Well, back to what Greg was saying, and that low horizon emphasizes the sky, and too many photos just dissect the photo with the horizon, and that's really, in many respects, can be a mistake. What are you trying to emphasize? And here in Illinois, the flatlands, the sky makes it. So, look up, aim your camera up a little bit, put that horizon down on the bottom a little. Especially, and again, going back to having clouds in the sky, flat blue sky doesn't do a whole lot for me. And so emphasizing the sky really makes a difference. Either that, or if you want to emphasize the ground, then aim your camera down and cut the sky down and bring the horizon up on your phone. But one or the other, maybe not right in the middle.
Is the horizon too low?
I think it's perfect where it is. You're breaking the rules of thirds, which is the proper choice with this. I think I'm a big fan of breaking the rules as long as it works, and I think it's perfect. Even with that, even with the sign being all the way, I do kind of wish the sign was just a smudge over to the left, but then you do, right, because it's not the big, we talked about it. I don't think that the horizon line is too low at all.
And if you did that, then you'd have more sand sitting out there, and then...
Right. And then the sand is boring.
Yeah.
There's nothing there in the foreground.
Right.
I don't know if you cut off the top at all, get rid of the jet. I don't know if that would help. I don't know. Maybe.
If I would have cut more of the sand off and made the horizon line lower if it were me. Yeah, but, and then take back and look at it and make a bunch of different copies of the same photo trying to figure it out. So, if I were to change the horizon line, I would make it lower.
I guess I wouldn't cut down, because I don't want to manage that.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, I know that.
Right.
More sky.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Moving to nature now. Tom Clamhurst. This was just a great photo.
This you got it.
Yeah. This is, I like the title, Clam Burst. I mean, the burst with the reflection of the lights, kind of that light burst, and then the clam looks like, sand bursted out, creating kind of like a star. But what really got me with this photo was the color. That blue with the almost black and white, but just that really nice colored blue. And then the curve of the clamshell itself, that it just gives it a lot of movement and moves your eye around the photo. And also, you followed the rule of thirds and it looked really well.
Yes.
The clam is perfect where it is. I like the dark lines emanating from the bottom left out. Without those lines, probably the surf receding kind of gives you that depth. That really makes it looks like a burst.
Yeah, and I think just the slightest movement of the camera, you wouldn't get those starbursts on the rim of the clam. So you gotta be very careful when you're taking a photo not to move just a little bit. That,
You asked some other gentleman had he taken other images of the same subject.
Yeah.
Oh, there's probably 30 or 40 of that.
That's how it's done.
that's how it's done. Yeah. And that's the wonderful world of digital photography. Okay, Michelle Yeager Cervetti.
Just makes me feel very calm and relaxed. Yeah, serenity. It's a very, very serene image. I'm sorry, but that's perfect. It does give off that feeling. I do like the reflection, which I don't recall noticing while we were judging, but the reflection of the sun on the water in the background, and how soft the background is, and how you can still see the movement of the grass. And it's just very simple and minimalistic, and it's very soothing. One thing I do wish, though, is that the sun itself was down just a little bit more, just a little bit. It's almost being cut off there, but it's really well done.
Well, I agree about this. I love the picture, but if I were going to change anything, I'd like a little more space above the floor. And I don't want to take anything off the bottom. I even like the little splash of light down below at the very bottom. So I wouldn't want to move it like this, but just a little more space up there. It's really,
Yeah, I think the thing I noticed too is it must not, if there was a breeze, it was a gentle breeze, because that grass is pretty still. It's not blowing, right? So more of that serene feel. Yeah.
I agree about the sun. I like what they call bokeh lighting in the bottom left center. I think if you were to position the camera a little bit lower and tilted up, you would have got the sun in a little bit better position. But also, I think you missed some of the bokeh that's coming off, I think, below the frame. I don't know what's there, but I'm wondering if there might have been more color or light coming from that area.
There were people.
If there were people, get them out of the way. Yeah. The one thing that I like about landscapes is water. You get reflection off water, you're almost doubling the impact of your landscape photo. But I like the color and the softness of that light.
Let's move on. Deb, again, Iris.
You all see it. detail, the color, it's beautiful.
Allison, black and white warbler, another one of those bird photos. Again, these are hard birds to get a photo. They're small, and they're flipping around. They don't sit still.
No.
And so, and then you gotta get that feather detail too, so I think it's well done. And again, you get some of that bokeh in the background, like those kind of circles that you see.
What I really enjoy is the background of greens and yellows, and then you have like the bird, black and white, and then the tree is also black and white. And I love the ruggedness of the tree. Everything else is so smooth and pretty and shiny and soft, and then you have this tree branch that cuts right through the perfect composition, and it's just all jaggedy and rugged. That's what I think makes it.
Gale tubes, mirror, mirror. Nice colors.
There was, I really like this picture more to start, I think. And I know we had some discussion about things that we liked or didn't like about it. To me, there was this environment that you could, again, almost walk into this strange environment where this thing and it's like a real presence, a real being of some kind. To me, is the way he struck me when she but what, I'm trying to remember what the discussion, do you remember was there something you didn't like about it either? Because I remember you did discuss this. But now I look at it and I just think, oh, that's beautiful. I don't see anything I don't, because I'm only arguing with myself.
Maybe. I can.
Okay.
It's really hard to say that I don't like it, because I do, but what I just don't like, which is I would have, it's just a lot of green, and I don't see a whole lot of separation between the leaf and the bug. What I really, really like is the shadow of the bug. Kind of looks like this master of the universe, like I've got this. I think that's really effective. And I just wish that maybe the leaf was slightly different color, but you cannot control that. So, but the shadow really makes this photo work well.
Kind of reminiscent of the spider.
I don't like the spider. I like this better than the spider.
I'm talking about the shadow.
Don't like the spider.
Okay, Christy Walls, Cannon Beach. And I just talked about splitting, but this one you had to do that. Because you needed to get that froth in the bottom.
The swirliness of the froth, that it's in the movement of where it is leading up to the sun and the rock. You have to do that for that foreground to make that the reflection of the sun, color.
I don't know if you might be able to lighten up the rock and all, so you can see more of the features. I don't know if that would improve it or not.
I feel like that would take away from the froth.
That's what makes it more fun. Then doing that might take away from the sky.
Right. Maybe get too busy.
Nice.
I don't know if this is a handheld shot or a tripod was used. Whoever did that, next time, try a little bit longer exposure to get a swirl of that froth and perhaps more of the waves that are coming in. Less defined. If you have that opportunity, try that again. Not that I don't like this, but that's something, another tweak that you can try.
And Barb, again, Western Salsa Bar. Had to get down for that one.
A lot of times people will photograph flowers, and they're all beautiful images. It's a pretty flower, and not often do people look at. I guess technically this is not a flower to me, but whatever. A lot of times people they don't look at it from this point of view because we are up here and the flowers are down there. So I'm imagining what you did to get this, and I love it.
And there's beautiful detail when you see the print, and it's just every tiny detail is there. I remember us talking about, correct me if I'm wrong now, but I remember us wanting maybe to move just a little bit, move the flower or the weed to the right a little bit, or how to move the crop to the right a little bit. And also, did you put the thumb over the bud of it? Oh, that one down there, okay. That one is possible.
We did talk about it.
Oh, I see. Move the camera over to the left.
Just a tiny bit.
Or this left.
And then
Try to do this.
Yeah. And that's just really critical, because that's what our job is.
It's almost straight up. I don't know how.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's possible, because I had clients, or I had clients over the years telling me to do impossible.
Alternatively, you can really move it.
Oh, yeah.
I've done that before. Get a stick out of the way. Silhouette. So much for me. Okay. Getting down to the last categories. People, Bill Beatty, 1. I love this.
How cool is this? I mean, it's, wow. There's a lot going on. It kind of reminded me of like, Where's Waldo? But if you notice, in the center, bottom third, in the center, there's a woman wearing a red shirt, staring straight at the camera.
Oh, wow.
That, and she's brighter. No one else is, I mean, there's a few people wearing red, but they're not closer. Everyone else seems to be wearing blue. And she's wearing red, and she's blonde, and no one else seems to have blonde hair. I don't know, I have no idea where this was, but I love this. And I love where she's standing, but it takes a moment to find that. Because there's a group of people all lying down just to the right of her. Okay, and then like, looking out at the windows. Did you know her? You're not wearing red. Oh, I absolutely love this. There's a lot going on, yet it was very simple, if that makes any sense. That's what happened in my head. But because you're even looking at the horizon, the buildings on the outside, and all the people and the reflections. So cool.
Yeah, and then you got buildings here up here. So,
Did you ever think of maybe converting this into a jigsaw puzzle?
One heck of a jigsaw.
Don't do that, that's me.
Ryan Lang, fearless.
So kind of like the flower thing, you take a picture of a baby, oh, so cute and sweet, and they're smiling. This is precious child, but not smiling, having a moment, the fist clenched, and the eyes staring straight into the camera. And then the expression of the eyebrow line, not having a good day, are they? But just like those fists, and then I think the eyes, and how they're like, staring into my soul. Either that or they saw that spider earlier.
Chris Caros, play.
I love this. This was one of the top images that I saw that morning. I immediately focused at that little girl on the bottom left, and to me, she was the focal point. And then she's looking up at these bubbles and the color and the lighting. Everything seems to be off in the background, but she's standing out, and it impressed me right away.
My favorite element of this is the bubble in the foreground. Maybe there's a person cut in half, walking away. I kind of wish that that person had not done that to you. But the lighting is good, the color is good. Capturing children and in a moment is not easy, and you're getting a really good feeling of what is happening in that moment.
Yeah, I was thinking, no, I'm straighten up that wall.
No, it's
It's the wonky of it, but yeah. Because I can take away some of this too.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that tent necessarily, but more of the cutoff person is more of what I would. But yes, like the slant there, and then because it's all straight lines, and you have these like bright, vibrant bubbles, and then these children that are in focus, like their faces are facing you. No one else's faces are really coming out in the shots. So.
So we tell it exploring the back alley back way. Kids are always a little bit photos, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, except yours.
Why? No, he's not there. He's crazy.
Nice action capture.
This is great. It just gives you the feeling of the wonderment of a child and the excitement of running. I know exactly where this is, and running up and down, and then the ivy, the contrast of the green ivy on the building, and on the left the poles of the fence. I think that gives a nice contrast. The leading lines, the brick sidewalk. One nitpicky thing is I don't like the person in the background, but can't. Could have asked for me, and then, hey child, little child, redo that. And good luck. You need to put your foot back where it was.
Father's love.
This, which you can, I think, tell here, it has a very classic look to it of some older photographies, although it's modern. I mean, it's the new photo, the lighting's, I like that the lighting is so simple that you just have lines drawing almost like charcoal figures of the faces and the hand and so on. It's beautifully simple. And then the contact with the thing is really good, which was amazing because I was like, why they will look at the camera, and I want that, but it amazes me that people are able to do it. That contact is complete with the
Coming from a portrait photographer, that's what's up. Stephanie Bennett, sister helps mother of the group. Stephanie here. Yeah.
This story.
My daughter's threatening to kill me.
Oh my goodness.
Was it worth it?
Yes, it was. This is, it tells this magnificent story that we all made up again, like we were telling, like, what is happening? What is going on here? The woman in the background, just her gaze. with in her sharp eyebrows and just that look on her face. It's also an intimate moment when a person is putting on mascara and you're in that mirror like that, your face is all contorted trying to do that. And the fact that you were allowed to get that close is awesome.
I was close, but when they saw that, they said, you can't do it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's one of those defining moments that not everyone is lucky to get, and be that intimate of a shot. I love this, and all of us, we had a discussion about this, and I'm pretty sure it was unanimous of our enjoyment of it. Well done.
Was it a wedding?
Was this for a wedding?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's.
Oh yeah, 'cause, well, again, we don't get to see the titles. Okay.
That's what I made in mind, and they did it.
I was thinking more of like maybe a theater, people getting ready to do a performance.
Okay, that's something I'll have to go.
I think there's a presentation though, there's a presentation. And debaters.
Sometimes the title takes away from the photo.
And that's, yeah,
Yeah, sometimes it's.
my titles are all bad.
Let's go to you. Roll forward, wrong face, wrong time.
I do have something. The youth category was fantastic. Every single shot that we looked at was, we were blown away by it. It was very, very good. Very strong images. Or some of them could have even been bumped up to people or black and white. I mean, they were very, very good.
That's a self-portrait. That's a self.
That's what we were going to ask. So just as was a self-portrait. It's the way you connected with the camera, like the camera's your best friend. Like, I know you. I mean, the look of, and just the relax, the way the arms are, the lighting, the choice of it being in black and white also was an excellent choice.
What I remember, this it looks like it could be kind of losing detail in the light tones, but it's not, as I recall. What, can you see that Al, on there?
What's that?
This looks like it might be losing detail in the lighter areas of the outside, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, there's definitely some.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So see it as more full and a richer tone in that. Also, do you mind if I ask, were you emoting? Were you expressing? Yeah, okay, that's what I wasn't sure how to take it at first. Love the photo. But it's almost like the younger people, nobody had told them yet this is supposed to be hard. Because it seemed to just crank out.
This is a perfect example of when not in focus works. You just get that. Oh, I feel like I'm in a hard box.
Oh, 75.
Is this a self-portrait?
Yes.
Wow.
You guys like put yourself at a sign, or did yourself photo?
No, I used to look somewhere.
Out of focus. Perfect. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm sorry, I apologize. I think we had them all. I don't know what happened. If you come across another check, it's not. Liliana, Achromatic Beauty. Sienna.
Same thing with my theory on pretty flowers. This is a gorgeous shot of a flower, but not like that classic gorgeous. There's something gritty about it. The color, I think, the nice detail, the contrast. There's something, yeah, there's just a certain feel you get to it, where it's not just...
You know, it's lost up here. It's much more of
Yeah, I get it.
huge color.
Yeah, it's very, very, very cool because of the cool colors, but no, it's really well done. The detail, the cropping, everything about it, you get that.
And Liliana, little guy. I'll relate to this one.
Similar to that same feel with the color to it, but also the detail and the way that where the head is leading up to the end of the tail. The animal is staring right into the camera, almost in an unpleasant way, which is good. I mean, he seems like he wants to, yeah. You looking at me? Looking at me. Who are you looking at? See, I made up a story in my head, I'm sorry. But I think that because, it gives you a certain feeling, I think anytime a photograph pulls out an emotion from the person looking at it, it really makes it a strong photo. Whether or not you like it, if it pulls an emotion, like they didn't like the subject, like the spider, it brought something out in me that really makes the image strong.
Yeah, it's like confrontational. Part of what they interested in the picture. It's got a lot of impact because you're so close to that face.
And you know it's going to grow up to be something. Okay, finish up club photos. Again, I want to emphasize, years ago, I instigated a club category so that we could enter our own photos, not for selfish reasons, but we'll see. But I wanted our club to actually print their photos instead of just looking at them on a screen. And we don't compete with the rest of you. We don't win any prizes. In fact, our entry fees go to home supply prize money. So that said,
Al,
yeah.
when we did the first two categories, we didn't talk about any of those images. Can we?
So finish up here and jump down.
Yeah, for those.
Okay. So first place was one of my photos. Took this out of the camera.
Cold day, and you know how I know? Because of the breath from that bird. If you look closely, you can see you can see its
a
breath.
lot more than
Oh gosh, so cool.
That was intentional.
You got, I love that. And it's, it's not, you can't actually see it probably with the naked eye, I don't know.
Have you?
So, yes. And in the glow, the way the light was making it in the background.
Nature photography is challenging, especially birds. I don't know how long Al stood there with his camera, with the right settings in his camera, waiting for a bird to come up there, let alone getting this expression. But that's what's challenging with nature photography, and that's why I like it. Good shot.
Yeah, the red-winged blackbirds are back, so that's fine. I took this one too. Got that horizon strip.
The horizon is straight, the clouds are gorgeous, the colors, I like the movement of the bird. the reflection in the choppy water.
This is one where I had several shots. Any of them without the bird didn't make it in my mind. I needed to have something there.
The bird gives it makes it interesting.
Kim Ormsby, who's not here, crowd surfing.
She went down to Bosqueville Patch down in New Mexico.
Sandhill Praise.
The Nebraska one is close.
You can get closer to the ones, yes.
Jasper.
Our club often goes out to Indiana, Jasper, Pulaski, when they're migrating. There's tens of thousands of Sandhill Praise coming there too. Yeah, we've gone the last 2 years. It's a sight to behold, and the sound alone is worth going.
It's great. The wings, that bird opened up with the wings coming at you like that, the detail of the feathers. Good job, Kim.
And then I've got a couple more photos here. In fact, we were out at this site, Demaquan, yesterday with the club, taking photos. We didn't see too many of these, unfortunately. That's where we were, though.
I love the brightness of those birds with the background being kind of gloomy. Those birds just kind of really popping and almost glowing. And of course, the way they are lined up is very pleasing.
I should say, we saw thousands of these yesterday, but they were half a mile away.
Yeah.
I'll just say this one and this one, I kind of purposely picked them because the wings are all in the same position.
Like those windmills, they're all in the same positions. We talked about these because they're the same subject matter. I think I prefer the prior image. Did you like this one more? Yeah.
There's something about both of them I like the background on this one here. It really gives it some kind of depth of the grasses and the trees. And the prior one, and again, for the same reason, the dark background, I believe these are swans. And there's three that makes it count.
We did talk about that. How there's three, and it made us feel good.
Yeah, it's not the same, it's just two.
Right.
And not the same as the four, or five in this case. But it's an odd number.
The odd number is important.
And then Cheyenne, yummy.
Again, the secret print on that.
Yeah, the eyes, just, yeah, the tongue. I don't know why I'm just repeating, just telling you what's in the photo. Look, there's a cat, there's ears, sleeves, pretty nice, but the use of color and then capturing again capturing that moment that you don't always see frozen, which is excellent.
I'm going to tell you what, let's kind of wrap it up a little bit, and then for the animal category that we didn't comment on before, maybe we'll run back up to, okay? But I just want to thank our sponsors again. We couldn't do this without them, to be honest with you. And, start taking photos now. Actually, we want a couple ones for the contest for the next year. Deadline will be end of January. And please come visit us. We'll be meeting tomorrow night at the Champaign Library, but I hesitate to say we're just going to be kind of showing the club these photos, kind of going back through them. But we've got activities coming up. So look at our calendar, see something you'd like to come on and join us. I'll be talking in about a month about my trip to the Galapagos. I'm happy to talk about that, talk about more photos.
The Camera Club does a lot of really cool, what I call field trips, but you guys did one with the Fire Institute and had some really, I thought that whole trip was awesome. And I saw some of the images that you guys did and I thought it was very cool. And that's not something that like a regular person could just go and see. So there's a benefit to joining the club.
And then we're going to do the marathon.
Oh, you guys, the marathon.
Because our president's daughter runs this. So
Oh.
we decided to turn it into a field trip.
So there you go, field trip. So yeah, it is fun and the camaraderie of other photographers that see things that maybe you don't see, you know, and shooting ideas off, bouncing ideas off each other. Animals. So this was one of the first. This was one of the first ones that we judged, scored. There's something very interesting about this that gives you kind of just like a ooh. I would have called it a ground tone. That's how it made me feel. Raven, yeah. But well done. You make it black and white, having it kind of dark, without taking away. Yeah, without taking away from the detail. I think it was. There's a lot of emotion involved with that.
I like the way the bird stands out, and the background is light. You can see the entire edge of the bird and even its feet. The light really gives it impact.
Funniest picture.
Even in the background, his friend, and the teeth, the detail of the teeth. I've taken shots of cows, and none of them are nearly as cool as this. I love this. Yeah, I mean, he's very animated. Sheep. Bubba? Oh, that's perfect. Bubba cow.
No, she's Angus. Yeah.
Oh,
She'll retire on that
I like her, like one of her big tooth.
Yeah.
But it just needs that, that bright, vibrant yellow. And then that one is just, he's going against the crowd. Come on, guys.
Even though the yellow stands out, I think this would work in black and white as well. Whoever did this, try it, see what happens.
Yeah. Different photo would be cool. Different photo. That dog's in charge. What I would call his boss.
Make sure you get my good side. Oh wait, that's not this one. This is farm dog.
Oh, farm dog.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the next slide. This one.
Oh yeah. Oh. That, you see, the title makes me like this more. Because of just the way the bird is really posing.
What are we talking about?
But yes, like the detail in that wing and the color. Again, the tilt of the head, I think is what made, there were some other, what is puffins? Yeah. That's what stood out. There were some other puffin shots, and this one stood out from those really because of the way the tilt of the head was.
They're really hard to photograph. way to fly, but
Actually, they're not. They stand like 3 feet from you.
They're-
They're not scared of you at all.
No, they just look at you.
They just look at you. This one was farther away, but they stand right close.
Where were you?
In Iceland.
Iceland, that's fine.
The other puffins were mine.
maybe they're true.
They said that our place is saying go with the birds on the plane. Like the Galapagos.
Yeah, they're not afraid.
Birds are very, it's like the squirrels at the U of I.
One thing about bird photography, and I'm not sure if you have another shot, but it's very beneficial to have a reflection in the eye.
It was gray, cloudy, and rainy.
Right.
There wasn't
yeah.
going to be any reflections in
Right.
anyways.
If it was, that's critical on that, but otherwise, beautiful shot.
Thank you.
Is the person that took this here? I have questions. Like, where, how? Are they lying down, looking
I've never
up?
seen a shot of two birds talking.
I know, these two are they're having a conversation that I want to be a part of.
This was also in Iceland.
Okay, wow. Now you'll notice that the horizon line, maybe the horizon line is not. But I think that's on purpose, so it's intentional. I mean, it's on a hill. But I want to know how. I love those.
Okay, we've got a couple hummingbird shots. Anna's hummingbird.
Hummingbirds are very hard, they move too fast.
Wait, no, this is a ruby throat. It's a ruby throat.
The flowers in the background, and the kind of sets the tone of the color of the image, that nice like, ruby color.
They balance a little bit. And hundreds up here, you gotta have some white so they did that. And tremendous.
Yeah, the detail
All
is
these
great.
bird shots, they don't get by unless they have flocking.
I don't know if you need to increase your shot speed, stop the wind, but maybe having that little flutter is a good thing.
Look, Ezra might look like taxidermy.
There's two schools of thought. Some people like to still wings, some people like to overwork.
Sit still. We can get a good clear shot.
Yeah, it's great.
I think thank you for coming, thank you for hanging out. Keep traveling, where you going this year?
I don't know yet. Every time you